we carried it through. Me and her went to set snares yesterday. It just felt, it felt so heavy yesterday for some reason. I was like, why are we carrying this?
Yeah, everything felt heavy yesterday.
Yep.
Six strangers must return to the wilderness, paddling the old trade routes of their ancestors in northern Ontario. Surviving for 25 days with no modern technology. Learning the old ways from the elders. To reconnect to their past and find what truly matters. Huddled on the windy shore of Medicine Beach, the adventurers' food supplies are low, but spirits remain high after a special night blessed by the northern lights.
Well, guys, couldn't find us a partridge, but I found me a trap. Didn't come back empty-handed.
Partridge trap. Nice. That was a good sleep. I think it was one of the best sleeps I've had since I got here, I think. Then again, I say that every morning, so just getting better and better.
Can't complain. Feet are a little cold, but that's why we got a fire.
Yeah.
Over halfway through.
We did notice about like 90% of our conversations were about our favorite foods.
Well, you made a new notch on your belt, too.
Yeah, I had to make a new notch in my belt.
It's getting skinnier.
Extra notch.
This morning was a partridge broth, and it was good too. But yeah, that's the key. I think you gotta get some carbs, some calories in you in the morning, or else you crash fast.
My pants are fitting a little bit looser, so again, hunger is definitely taking its toll.
The belt's breaking. The northern lights were like, we couldn't see them.
We couldn't quite see the bulk of them because they were like north is just beyond the tree line here, but then some spread out. You know, we stood back just over there, and you know, we could see birch bark canoes, a teepee, and the northern lights. Like,
you can see
when was
like,
the last time that was seen?
Yeah, you can see like pillars of light coming through the trees.
How many people have seen that? A shot of birch bark canoes, teepee, and
Northern
lights all in one?
In the forest, and the lake, and the beach, and it was just like totally.
I have this painting at home that's a teepee with northern lights in the background and trees like that. And, yeah, so it was cool to see that. Yeah, it was awesome. Surreal.
Despite promising signs, the group have not been able to secure any new food sources and have decided to move camp.
We didn't catch anything here, so. But we've seen moose tracks along the beach, eh? As soon as we touched down, big moose tracks. It was crazy.
I figure the moose going through here stole all our berries.
Oh yeah, empty branches all over.
Yeah. Just checking on her 20+ traps.
Did you say 20?
Something like that. Upwards of.
Some rabbit, some squirrel.
She's a lone wolf, man. Like
She is.
hardcore. She likes the alone time, the downtime too.
It really picks her up. Like, you can tell when she's feeling down. Like, she was feeling really down yesterday about not having food and stuff. You could tell it was really affecting her behavior. She'd go off into the woods and do her thing, come back refreshed. Like, it's beautiful.
The plan is to get everything packed and go canoeing to the next location. Get there as fast as we can so we can set up camp and start fishing and hunting again and get another meal in our bellies. I'm just hoping that the next place is a better location for hunting and fishing. We had a hard time fishing in this location here. I didn't get anything in the traps. Didn't see any game at all, so hopefully the next place is a lot better.
In desperate need of food and shelter from the cold fall winds, the adventurers must challenge the open water yet again, traveling 8 kilometers to reach the winding river bends and, hopefully, a more fruitful area at Big Rock Camp. Despite their pride at how far they have already come, the adventurers have not had a fresh catch in days. They take off knowing that with their energy so low, the next camp needs to provide them with some food if they are going to survive the second half of their journey. To give them the best chance, they plan to establish a processing camp and stay in the same area for several days while they try to replenish their food and build their fur stocks. With winds cooling, winter is on the horizon. They will need to work harder than ever. Cold nights and hungry days have not discouraged the group, who make the long paddle to their new camp with a fresh appreciation of the journey they are on. Their feelings of connection to their ancestors and those who paddled these trade routes before them continue to grow. As they weave through the rivers, there are promising signs of wildlife in the area, including the incredibly valuable beaver.
Paddle here to Big Rock. Well, it was like the rest of Caleb and I's paddling experience, very wet, but we made it after all.
Like every other paddle that we've had, it was cold. We had a hole in our canoe, a sizable one, so all the water kind of seeped through, and in about 20 minutes we were soaked, so that kind of sucked. I kind of lost it on Tim after he was telling me about getting out of cold water and into a windy spot.
Freezing.
Camp can feel like.
Yeah, I was pretty grumpy from being wet for so long, so I kind of snapped at him.
Long paddle, that's for sure.
I think that was my first time snapping, pretty much. Yeah, it was like super cold, so I got pretty mad.
Ready?
Yeah, so we arrived here at Big Rock. You know, we saw a lot of beaver dams or dens along the river, so that's encouraging. I know that there's a lot of game trails in the back.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's a nice hill that we've come up and we set our camp up on the hill. Nice flowing river. You know, it should be really good. I think we'll be able to set our net in there. It's not too wide, and catch a few little fish as well over the next few days. So I think people are really happy with it, and spending a little bit more time here will be hopefully allow us to be more productive.
Big Rock offers a new type of challenge for the group. For the next several days, they will maintain the same camp, hoping the lengthy stay pays off in the form of food and fur stocks. With only 5, they must combat their exhaustion and complete all the tasks required by a successful camp. Always on their minds is how difficult this journey becomes the longer they are without food.
The hunger is taking hold a little bit more. I think 90% of our conversations revolve around food.
Aha! There is a squirrel in that tree. I'm gonna set some traps in that tree. Get that squirrel.
But they're like, oh yeah, I would totally eat that right now. Like people talking about s'mores or roasting marshmallows. I don't like marshmallows, but you know, I would eat a marshmallow right now. That would be awesome.
In terms of our diet being a lot leaner than they were a week or two ago, I can feel it coming up hills and going down hills, just trudging through the bush. It definitely takes a lot out of you.
Little things like the first few days going to cut wood was no problem. You know, you could whack away at a log repeatedly, no problem. Now I'm finding myself that I need to take breaks. You know, I need to stop, breathe, you know, walk away a little bit, go get some water, go back to it, keep going. You know, so it is starting to take an effect. Caleb has made a new notch on his belt.
Well, this place seems a lot better than the last place. First of all, because it's a little way less windy.
Oh yeah, that'll be huge. A lot more woods to work with rather than swamp.
Yeah, there's like perfect materials though. Like for everything we need. There's enough moss for the size, enough boughs. We'll have a nice comfortable bed.
I like being uphill because there's marauders.
And I noticed there's a big squirrel. Roast some beaver.
Try it out, see what we can get.
To help them make the most of the area, the adventurers are visited by a familiar elder.
Merchants, assemble!
Okay, watch it. Ik dat zo maar nu peming dat maar zit dat je yang nungum. Wees kada zo maar ne kana give it out one. Mai na viano ma misteguk. Het no amake ma het you are going to check en de meest toe te kanak. Je was agaya ubanen. Wees kada maar nugan. Watch it. Nimen dan mine yo mine nuguk. Aruma taig no peming. We go and the kindermega and the got there and can never mad is it no for me. Where's Kadagi to the Mogo and where's Kadin work? Go coming against the Kibaba and Nanik. Where's Kadabi to the Modi when you get it? Ayatas where's Kadja to the Mobani when I can't be and Jamatis. Like I said, this is we use mainly for underwater, under the ice when you go, winter time, winter trapping. This is what I use anyways. The other methods people use, each trapper had their own way of setting traps. But when you do your trapping, you have to think about safety all the time. You don't rush what you're doing. But normally, what we'll do is we'll put this trap, put it over here. Oh, sun is shining. Like so. Here. And normally you would get a rope or a string. I don't know.
Gifting them a second beaver trap, Elder Stan shows them a new method for setting it under the water near the entrance of a lodge or dam.
It's ready to be set. Like I said, you would put it on a channel where the beaver run. You go like this, and then we catch it.
Yeah, Stan mentioned that the trap can break limbs. So, I was maybe a little bit skeptical, especially since the first trap that we were using was pretty rusty, and I wasn't sure if it would be smooth and fluid. But when he stuck that stick through and it just burst into a million pieces, that was pretty impressive. And I feel a little bit bad for that beaver.
With daylight growing short, Elder Stan guides the adventurers to some of the nearby beaver lodges to teach them how to set their traps overnight.
We just got this woman. Go on behind us. I don't know, I'm getting kind of weak. So sabi namin na si wated tamek. Asi bindigat. Asi bindigat sa tamek. Pekado sa kututan, pekado ko. Kanin na itas tabin. Iba ko bise. So, umadas, dekate ko.
So yeah, Elder Stan came back to teach us about trapping beaver and setting traps. So yeah, that was a really good teaching. And I think a lot of the reason why we're here is to learn that skill in particular. We've all been anticipating that, being merchants of the wild and, trading in beaver pelts and those types of things. So obviously this was a big deal for our entire group and a big lesson for us coming out here.
Okay, go wider, pull the thing like this. Okay, keep going, you're doing okay. You're doing great. You're a professional trapper. Okay, okay, undo the safety, but you don't snap it. Okay, now pull these together. Go slow, gently. Don't jerk it, they might. Okay, pull together tight. That will hold it.
So for him to teach us how to set those traps and climb up onto a beaver dam, I've never done that before. I've never seen a trap set. I've never even looked into it or researched it. So this was all brand new for me, which has been different than all of the other experiences that we've had so far in teachings. I've at least looked into a lot of stuff and knew maybe in theory on how to do it. So this one, this is a huge skill, and I've just never looked into it, never thought that I would ever trap beaver before. So that was really, really cool teaching from Stan.
Stan's like the craziest dude ever, man. He was wicked. He totally showed us up on his axe skills. Like he was like, it just looked like he was chopping cheese, man. It was crazy. Like really humble and courteous as well, because he let us know all the way through this lesson that this is just the way I do it. It's not the right way, it's just the way I like to do it. And he just threw us up on that beaver dam and he's like, way here. jumping around in the puddles and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. One healthy view, that's for sure.
Setting 2 poles onto a base and lowering it slowly into the ground or in front of the beaver's hole where it comes in and out. And he taught us how to prop sticks up on either side and how to lure him with poplar. Apparently that's popular. And so the beaver, yeah, we got a great lesson from Stan. I guess he's been doing it a very long time.
I'm so hopeful that when we check them in the morning, there will be a beaver and we will have food. It would probably be really delicious.
Needing to leave their traps until morning, the adventurers return to finish setting up camp and collect enough firewood for the cold night ahead. After their lesson, and the long paddle to camp has drained their energy, the group's priority of shelter has left them no time to set snares or find a good area for their fish net. As their only real chance of food, the beaver trap has become essential to their survival and one of the most crucial teachings they have received. The seasons are changing, and their coldest night yet leaves the adventurers facing a snowy morning and the realization that winter will make living off the land that much harder. After 3 days with no food, it is another challenge for them to overcome.
Oh, this morning, first thing I hear was Caleb, hey, Brennan, look outside. And I looked through a little crack and saw that it was snowing, and yay, I like the snow. And then, that was enough of a jolt, I guess, to our systems.
Hungry, tired, and cold, Michaela braves a solo paddle to check on their new beaver traps with the pain of recent failures fresh on her mind. After one night, the success of their long-term camp is already in doubt.
Yesterday morning, I woke up early and I went and checked all my traps, and I had about 30, and there was nothing in them. So I started the day off a little dejected, a little sad. But we packed up camp, and we got in our birch bark canoes, and we paddled until the mouth of the river, and paddled down this really nice, calm river. It was such a nice change from the windy lake. You could see different, I guess it looks like moose area, like lots of willows and stuff. So it made you feel more hopeful, like, okay, there's more animals around here.
Having followed their teachings, the thrill of securing new food and a warm fur has never been higher. With the rest of camp just waking, Michaela triumphantly returns with their first significant catch of the journey.
Michaela comes up the hill with a trap full of beaver. We just got super excited. We're at ease now, now that our lessons, are showing fruitfulness, it's great to see. Not that I don't like fish or bird, but it's nice to have a break from that.
I don't think we had too high of hopes just based on our previous experiences with snaring or using our fishing net, right? So Ebony, I think, was the first one out of our teepee to kind of meet her on the trail.
Yeah!
Michaela, I know she was talking about how she lives off the grid with her father.
Never been this close to such an intact beaver.
Really?
Not only will it feed us, we'll get the fur and the fats and the bone, skull. Teeth are good for something, aren't they? Sharp.
I usually make beads out of them.
Good for carving spoons, I imagine.
You just have to be very careful that you don't cut the furs, because the more cuts you have in it, the less it's worth. It's kind of just about like the pressure of the knife and how you're pulling it.
Well, Michaela's definitely been a saving grace.
What's that connection? Because the whole point of us being out here is to learn this stuff, and you kind of can't help but think of your ancestors, basically. It was just their daily life, you know what I mean?
Well, we all bring a little something to the table, I think, and Michaela definitely brings that. Now she's down there smoking it for us. And
We always had beavers. My dad was always trapping every winter. I used to beg my mom to let us stay up late at night so that we could watch him skin the beavers. And after he was done skinning them, we were able to like go and dissect the beavers and learn about, you know, the different organs. That was part of homeschooling, yeah. It's just, we try and incorporate all those different things into our homeschool.
She's been carving that up for the past couple hours now, it seems like, but it looks pretty freaking good, man. Like I'm totally up to eating it. Despite what I've heard about beaver, and I'm hungry, and why the hell not?
Never had beaver before. I'm looking very forward to the finished product.
You know, our group is pretty resilient, I think. You know, we're working really hard, and just you got to keep going. You can't stop, right? Nobody's going to do it for us.
Seasons will change. Challenges will mount. But the land provides for those who respect it. Unity is our greatest tool. Will we take our place in keeping the teachings? Can we bear the responsibility of becoming the next elders?
Udebel itigan getsimando. Pinanako mo na no tagizigak. Minegi melomad siak. Minenan maskawiziwen. Nesta sentagus win. Mlogono manan. Nesta shawene manan. Anut nesta kagege. Hinabu agege kon anut tayan. Melomad siak no tagizigak. Nesta kagege. Mingues getsimando. Mingues getsimando.